Happy Star Wars Day, everyone.
Oh, shit.
Straight into it.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
Well, okay, it's a couple days away, but it will be by the time this comes out. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not Star Wars Day now, and it won't be Star Wars Day when the people hear this, so I don't really know what Luke's getting at here.
It could be Star Wars Day by the time we finish recording this.
Oh, he's in a particular time zone where that might be true.
You're in a time zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, because here it's not Star Wars Day for math, 18 hours or so.
It's an hour and 54 minutes here. So it'd be a very long podcast if we were still going then.
Yeah.
Well,
But
maybe
you
we'll
never
be
know.
doing the after party in the Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
Mm.
But did you see Disney got in a bit of trouble for
Disney got
how
in
they were
trouble?
trying to celebrate it? So Disney came out and went, hey, tell us like your best Star Wars story or memory and all this. And use this hashtag May the 4th. And then they came out with this legal tweet after it going, basically anything you reply to with this hashtag we now own. And everyone got a little bit crazy about it.
Well, on the one hand, I think if you're posting something on Twitter, I mean, it's kind of fair game anyway, isn't it?
Well, I think that's what it is. They're more so letting people know, hey, if you use this, we might use it in our promotions.
Yeah, we'll take a
doing.
screenshot of it and put it up somewhere because you posted it publicly. So I think you can do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're going to steal the copyright on your fucking memory, are they? It's not like
like
you're going to be
that-
like, I remember watching Star Wars with my dad,
Yeah.
and then they're going to be like, nah, that was us, Disney. We watched Star Wars with our dad.
If you say otherwise, we will sue
Every
you.
time you remember it, you owe us $1.
That's the future.
But I think it's because they got a bit upset about the wording of it.
Sure.
But yeah, all they were saying is like, look, if you reply to us with this,
Yeah.
we might use
Yeah.
it.
Can you own a hashtag? Is that what this implies?
Well, I doubt it, right?
Well, I think that was something to blow up as well. People were going, well, you can't even own a hashtag that you didn't create
Yeah. Well, not only that, I mean,
And
they
this-
don't own Twitter yet. So,
yet.
I mean,
Because
Twitter,
I could have just been writing something on my own Twitter with the hashtag May the 4th because that's just the fucking date that it is.
Yeah.
And what, Disney owns me now?
Well, because May the 4th didn't start off as a Disney or even a Star Wars thing. It started off by fans.
Actually, it started
And
off as an
I think
actual
even-
just calendar day. I was trying to be smart and I ruined it.
Back in the olden days, it was just a day.
But yeah, I think it just started
Well
off
said,
something.
Matt.
I don't even think like LucasArts or Lucasfilm even embraced it for a couple of years until it really took off.
Yeah.
But here we are. I'm going to celebrate it tomorrow at work.
Bye.
I was going to talk in a Star Wars accent.
What's
What
the
is a Star Wars accent? Go on.
There isn't one.
Oh.
Well, pick one.
Going to walk.
Actually, I'll stop you there. I think any accent that is a Star Wars accent is not your accent. Because
No, that's true. No, wait a minute. There are some
No.
Australians in the prequels.
Yeah.
Yes,
all
there
right,
are.
all right.
Surely we should alert the Chancellor.
They cut that guy out.
Yeah. Well,
See, I think it started in what was it in the original movies? If you were the Imperial, you were British.
Yeah.
yeah, except for
And then the
Obi-Wan.
good guys were American.
And also Darth Vader was American. So
I
that
think
kind of implodes.
Was that like a original trilogy thing, or was that just something Irvin Kershner did in Empire, or was that? I guess was it just accidental?
I think that's more. I think it was just more accidental. That's just where they were filming, and so
Yeah.
you get local actors in.
I think
Yeah,
that's
probably
what it
true.
is, yeah.
And then they went, yeah, that was intentional. Yep.
That annoys me when people do that. Like, it's just something that's just happened because, and then people try and twist it into this statement or something. No.
Not like George Lucas to make up.
That's movie making.
story.
No. It's not like a painting where you just paint whatever you want and don't paint whatever you don't want. Making a movie, you kind of have to roll with the punches a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Well, what was it in your course you're doing when they were talking about, what was it, the Candyman? How, like, it
Yeah.
meant to be crawls in the mouth and crawls out the arse?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You see the director on set being like, and then he crawls out the ass.
I wonder if Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele's not doing it right? No, it's a different guy. He's producing it. The remake. I wonder if it's going to have the
Any
old
arse play.
any old uneating.
Look, let's hope so. Jordan Peele's doing something else new that
Lovecraft
interests
County?
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Looks interesting.
JJ, who also interests me, but I must say, I don't know if it looks any good.
I didn't watch the trailer yet. Yeah. I saw that there was a trailer. I have not watched it yet.
Watch it and then report back to me.
All right. I will.
That's your homework for this week.
It's pretty easy homework. All right. Good. Good.
Did I have homework?
The episode's not
good
over
at
yet.
it.
We could work some homework out for you. I did some homework for last week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Matt, after you watched the 3 Man with No Name films,
Oh, yeah.
I decided I was going to catch up as well. Because it's been years, possibly even decades since I've seen them. And I've decided to watch them in reverse order.
As one does.
Yeah, so yesterday I watched The Good, the Bad and the Ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. Don't remember it being 3 hours long.
It's very
pretty
slow.
long. It's very long.
A lot of that is just people walking through the desert. Could have been trimmed down a bit.
I think for sure could have done with a bit of an edit. But still very good and some really killer scenes in there.
Yep.
So for a few dollars more next, and hopefully by next week I would have seen all 3.
Okay, cool. So you haven't watched For a Few Dollars More yet?
No, not yet.
Because that's the one we talked about,
That being your new
quite
favourite.
enjoyed that a lot this time. So I'm just curious to see how
It's
you
the
feel
one I
about it.
remember the least about.
Okay.
I watched another movie this week that I'd like to talk about, if you guys will permit me.
I'll allow it this time.
Thank you. This film is called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot.
Okay. I'm aware of this film.
You
I've-
finally saw it.
I've had this in my library for quite some time, and just haven't. You've got to be in the right frame of mind for a movie like this.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
You've got to really, really want to be able to accept a movie called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot. You've got to want that schlocky horror comedy.
Yeah.
So I waited until I was.
It's not like a date night film. Where
Well,
you're
exactly.
like, I've got a
exactly.
movie for us to watch. But then also, it's not like I've got an hour. I can
Yeah.
just throw something on.
Oh
kind
yeah,
of film
I mean,
either.
for starters, there is no way I could convince Hui to watch this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But also, like, when do I watch it? I've got to be in the right frame of mind. And so I was in the perfect frame of mind for something dopey the other night, quite late, and I popped this on, only to find out this is not a comedy.
Oh, it's not?
This is a very serious movie about somebody who has PTSD from killing Hitler, and and is called upon to kill Bigfoot, and is all like, yeah, well, that's all I am to you, a fucking killer, aren't I? Thanks, America. Like, it's
Why
really
does he have
serious
to kill Bigfoot?
because the government want him to come out of retirement.
He's taking over the Nazi party. We got to stop him.
So this film stars Sam Elliott, and if you don't know the name, you'd know his face, voice, and mustache.
He's Australian, isn't he?
He's always plays an old cowboy.
He's in The Big Lebowski, right?
He is in The Big
Sarsaparilla guy?
Lebowski. Yeah. I think he actually won an Oscar for Best Supporting Role in A Star Is Born last year.
Oh.
As the guy who punches.
Lady Gaga? I haven't seen it.
That'd be a
I haven't seen
very
it.
different movie. Put it this way: so the killing of Hitler is told in flashbacks, right, when he was a much younger man. But the movie proper is set when he's old and retired, and thinking back on his career and wishing that he didn't take a life, even the life of somebody who really fucking deserved it, right?
Sure.
And then the
He
government
killed someone else as well.
The government come and tell him that they want him to go and hunt down Bigfoot, and so he does begrudgingly. And
Sure, as you do.
but like he says goodbye to his family. He knows he's not coming back. He says goodbye to his brother. He rehomes his dog. Like, it's so fucking serious, man. And then he's so conflicted with, like, he knows he has to kill this thing. When he finally kills Bigfoot, you guys don't mind spoilers, right? When he finally kills Bigfoot, right, he's crying. There are tears rolling down this old man's cheeks, and he's shooting it and through the tears saying, I didn't want it to be this way. Like, this is not the comedy I had in mind the other night.
That sounds so weird.
I thoroughly recommend it.
Did he have a fist fight with Bigfoot? I don't know why. I just see him wrestling it.
Yeah. No, he wrestles it. He wrestles it for sure. For sure he wrestles it.
Oh, God. What? Sorry, did I get clarification on why the government needs Bigfoot murdered, assassinated?
Okay, look. They gloss over that pretty quickly, but basically Bigfoot is up in Canada and is spreading a virus.
Okay.
And they say that if the virus isn't contained, it's going to infect the whole of Canada and then America next.
And this is why you need to use protection, even when having sex with Bigfoot. Don't trust him to say he's clean.
You know what they say about big feet?
Infected.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so thumbs up on that, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say so. Look, I mean, for all of its trying to be serious, it certainly verges on cheesy from time to time, but I think the goodness outweighs the badness, and I think put this on your list.
I actually watched a television show this week that I think just came out on Amazon Prime. Upload. Have you heard of this one?
I feel like I've heard of it.
So it's sort of set in the future when you can sort of live forever. So when people are dying, instead of dying and going away, they transfer their consciousness into a computer.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
I couldn't work out what the show was trying to be. It was... sometimes it would go down sort of a goofy, having fun path, and other times it was quite serious. And I just get the feeling they maybe changed direction after they started filming. I don't know why.
Crying while you're killing Bigfoot serious?
No. Well, yes. It's all about sort of corporations and making money and all this stuff, but I recommend it. I watched the entire season in 2 days, so...
Okay.
How many episodes?
Just 10 episodes.
Okay. Upload. Yeah, that sounds interesting. That's a thing I'm interested in.
Yeah, it's all about how, people... So you got to be rich to have everything, and then there are people who go in who sort of get, 2 gig of data a month.
Okay. That does sound cool.
Sounds like something Sam Harris would watch.
I don't know if he watches TV. He didn't like Tiger King.
It sounds like something Sam Harris would watch. Would read an academic paper on.
He didn't like Tiger King, and then I listened to him discussing why he didn't like Tiger King, and I was like, pretty good points.
What? Which episode does he discuss that on?
It's one of the, he's doing like a weekly, not weekly.
Yeah.
It's one of the kind of casual chat ones where they're talking about Tiger King and just about how it's just basically about the story is really just about these people who are fucking addicted to meth and will do anything for drugs.
Yeah.
But they gloss over all of that and the abuse of the tigers and kind of make it about this kind of all this other weird shit. And he said he found it really disturbing.
I agree with that, but that's the appeal.
Yeah.
Well, I was one of the people that really wasn't that too impressed with it. I watched it, and I think a lot of people now, I think they just got caught up in it, and I think it was just that perfect storm of everyone sort of having to be locked in the house.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure impressed is the right word to describe my reaction to it.
Yeah. Joe Exotic really impressed me.
I mean, I loved it. Don't get me wrong. And once I started, I had to finish it. But I don't know. I don't know how impressed I was necessarily.
I love that Luke and Sam Harris are on the same page about this, and I would love to hear them talk about it.
I 100% would, and I'd like Ben Affleck to get in there as well.
All right, let's invite them on next week's podcast.
I want him to violently disagree with Sam on this.
Mm-hmm. You think Ben Affleck's a fan of Tiger King?
No, I just think he's not a fan of Sam Harris.
Yeah. I watched a movie yesterday because out of nowhere, I think out of nowhere, I'm not quite sure what triggered this. Jenna says to me, "Can we watch K-19 The Widowmaker?"
Okay.
I was like, yep. All right. Okay. I mean, it's got Harrison Ford in it. I'm assuming that's why.
Yeah, and not just that she loves submarine movies.
Actually, I think maybe she does.
You've got Hunt for Red October next.
We've already watched that. Not super recently, but recently enough that I was like, is this a thing? But we watched K-19 The Widowmaker, which interestingly is not available in this country easily.
Huh.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, not that I'm conspiracy minded, but I wondered if that was something to do with the fact that it's
on a Russian sub.
Well, it's just all Russian, right? So I don't know.
Interesting.
It could also just be the fact it's like a 20-year-old movie and they weren't getting a lot of views, so they decided not to license it.
Maybe. It is 18 years old now. I was like, 2002, that's pretty... No, it's not.
No.
Oh, yeah. Mind you, it is directed by Catherine Bigelow, who is like the queen of Americana.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a very good movie. I really enjoyed it. Didn't really enjoy the range of Russian accents in it. I found Harrison Ford's in particular to be a little lacking, but that's fine.
Well, in that you've just watched also The Hunt for Red October, I think they had a fantastic device to get around nobody doing Russian accents.
Sean Connery.
They zoom in on Connery's mouth while he's speaking Russian, and then it slowly morphs to English. They zoom out of his mouth, and now all the Russians just speak English in whatever accent they have.
Yeah. Genius. I guess I need submarine movie recommendations. No, this movie was good, though. I don't know that I'd seen this before. I knew of it, but I don't know that I'd seen it. But it was interesting. Based on a true story about a Russian nuclear submarine that was out on a test, basically just to show America that they had one. Mm-hmm. And the reactor fucked up and about how a bunch of crew members died and then them trying to survive. Pretty interesting. And I definitely do not ever want to be in a submarine, I don't think.
No, I can't imagine I'd ever be like, oh, fuck it, I'll go on a sub.
Although these movies always remind me of a scenario that I would want to be in, which is space. And because Battlestar Galactica was very like this, but in space. Where, like, you couldn't... You're stuck inside the ship. You can't even see outside. You've got you only look at the sensor material.
That's one of the things you would be trying to make it sort of like a confined spaces because you're just wasting room. You'd have to power and give air to. So yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure the ISS is smaller than your average sub, right? Like you'd be fucking crazy.
I think it is a lot smaller than you would think.
Yeah, and like for all its size, the bit you can actually go in is a small percentage of the whole.
Yeah.
Man, every time I see a photo of somebody floating around in that, they've got that observation room up on the ISS, and they've always got photos of someone floating around just looking down at Earth.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, man. That would be so intense.
Should just day trips just to that,
God. That would be crazy. And then I imagine, like I imagine seafaring back in the day being somewhat like space exploration. I mean, it's not, but just the adventure of it kind of thing.
Oh,
and then I imagine, is there going to be a day where people are just like, I'm just going to pop up to Mars? Like the way that we would say, we're going to go to Europe. It's exciting, but it's just like, we're going to go to Europe.
I think it will happen, and I think it will happen in our lifetime, but we won't be able to do it.
Because you didn't fill in the forms.
Because we didn't fill in the forms. I don't think our bodies would be able to do it.
Yeah.
The ISS has a pressurized volume of 32,000 cubic feet, same as a Boeing 747.
Oh, wow. That's not big.
No. So you really want to get along with everyone who's there.
Yes.
Well, there are not that many people up there at any given time. Just on your point, Matt, though, I often think about that, about kind of the age of exploration, the exploration of the oceans, essentially, being akin to space travel. Not only that, if you got on board early, then not only would countries look very different to your country,
yes,
but people would look different to the people you've seen.
Yeah. Well,
You
that's
know?
one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it in a long time. One miniseries, I guess, is Shogun, which is about the Dutch.
Yeah.
I think it's Dutch captain who gets shipwrecked, wakes up in Japan, and it's just perfect fish out of water kind of thing because you can't imagine two disparate cultures. Like he has no idea what the fuck is going on.
No, and he doesn't understand why they're doing any of the stuff they're doing, including why he's in prison.
Yep. And like they're walking down the street, someone says something, fucking dude cuts his head off, and everyone on the street's like, "Well, he shouldn't have mouthed off," and he's just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Or when he hangs that duck up to get smoked, and and a guy cuts it down because it smells, but then kills himself because he's dishonored. And he's like, "The actual fuck has just gone on."
Yeah, what happened? That's a great movie. Actually,
Look,
I don't know that it is now that it's been a while, and I'm probably going to find it interesting. I bet it's problematic. I bet it is.
I think it's probably problematic too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of problematic, though, I don't specifically remember Harrison Ford's Russian accent, but he's not usually one to do an accent.
Very similar to his American accent. Exactly.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the only accent I can actually recall him doing is the Scottish accent in that one scene in The Last Crusade.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's not. Well, Liam Neeson doesn't really bother in it either.
Liam Neeson, but he doesn't do his own accent either. Liam Neeson's screen accent is basically just trying not to sound Irish.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a good movie. I found, fascinating. It's just weird that it's not available anywhere, and it's probably you're probably right, Luke. It's probably just no one bothered with it.
Yeah,
but
like it might have been on something at some point, and then they get rid of it. Yeah, even when they do get a license, they don't get it forever.
No, I mean, sorry. Let me clarify. You can't even buy it. Like I was like, maybe it's cheap on iTunes or something. It's not on iTunes. And if you Google it and you find the iTunes link, it comes up and says this is not available in the US store. And then I checked Google, checked Amazon, because I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? But you can't buy it either. I mean, still, could be nothing.
So,
but
Italy or...
Tortuga.
I'm never going to remember that. I'm never going to remember how to say that.
Tortuga.
It's just going to remain as
Caribbean.
Italy for me.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to Italy, man.
Fuck, I do want to go to Italy.
So do I.
Don't get me wrong, Italy's great, but you don't want to go now.
I watched an episode of, and then, now, come on, don't laugh, House Hunters International. And I said, don't laugh.
That sounds fine, so long as it doesn't have Property Brothers in it.
Drew and Jonathan are fantastic. And then, this House Hunters International is basically Americans moving overseas and being unreasonably astounded by quite simple and obvious things in other countries. And I'm generally getting upset that apartments in these major cities in European countries aren't as big as their fucking houses in rural America. This kitchen's a bit small. Yeah, it's because it's an apartment in the middle of fucking Lund in Sweden. Mm-hmm. So,
not your manor house in corn country.
It's a good show. But anyway, there's a woman moved to Italy, to this little village, and I was just like, fuck, man, that's beautiful.
It is.
I don't think I'd ever want to live in a small village, though.
Really? I feel like I would.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
man.
actually,
that's my dream.
It just depends. How good is the internet? If the
Look,
internet
you
is
don't
good
go
there,
outside.
I'm fine.
You don't leave your house. Where are you going that a village doesn't have what you need?
Well, I just worry that a small village won't have very good internet there.
Well,
if it's got the internet, I'm happy.
All right, man. Did you see when we went to Strasbourg and all those little medieval French villages? I would live there in a second. Did you see my photos of that shit?
Oh yeah,
that area is crazy good.
Yeah, I went to a little village just outside of Strasbourg called Ratzenried, which is, I mean, fuck, it looks like something out of an Eden Blyton novel.
Yeah, it looks like it's a theme park, except it's not. It's a village and people live there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've actually worked out. I'm actually going to have to start being careful. I need to start going outside more, especially when I move.
Okay.
Because I don't like going outside now, but where I'm moving to, I could go straight into the garage, remote open, so there's no reason for me to be outside for more than 5 minutes.
What are you avoiding outside for?
Well, I don't go outside. So, that's why living in this nice Italy small village would just be wasted on me.
Oh, that's probably true, yeah. Sorry, who mows your lawn?
Well, in the new house, I don't have a lawn.
Okay. Who mows your lawn now?
I do.
Okay. Good.
That's the extent of me going outside. I actually did that today.
Oh, cool.
Matt,
I can't mow mine. It's too wet. Go on. Yes?
I'm pasting something into the WhatsApp. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, WhatsApp, okay.
This just came on my screen right now.
Ooh.
It's proof
What,
positive.
Wipe it off, or
Proof positive that my fucking phone listens to me. Because there is
very odd.
absolutely no reason for me to be getting
literal pictures of Shogun.
that we literally just talked about that we have never fucking spoken about before.
That is very odd.
Or is it?
did you say Shogun, Dan? Or was it actually listening to the audio of us all?
You're right, I didn't say it.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
You did describe the scene with the goose.
Yeah. Fuck me.
That's pretty weird.
They can spy on me all they like as long as they make my life easier.
Very good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I got some good news for you, Luke.
Yeah?
They are.
Cyberpunk will not be censored in Australia.
I know. I saw that
Yeah.
story today, and I'm a little shocked, but I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, right? Normally they make them remove that kind of shit, the drug use and drug use in particular, right? It's not and
drug use. The sex scenes are going to be a big thing as well.
Sexualized violence, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, what does that mean? And not only that. Oh, sorry. All right. It says it's drug use and sexualized violence. The former will appear in abundance. I thought it was going to say there's fucking tons of sexualized
and
violence.
the latter will blow your fucking mind.
What is sexualized violence?
My assumption is it's rape.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That or something like that.
Yeah, and if it is that, I'm really amazed that's making it in
Yeah.
to Australia, because that's still normally where they really draw the line these days.
Yeah.
That's what got Phantasmagoria banned back in the day. Was that?
Well,
there was
even
a scene in it.
Saints Row,
Oh yeah.
there had to be an Australian version because there was a dildo gun
Yeah.
Guys,
that you would
fucking
shove into
South
a guy's
Park, the
person's butt.
game, was censored because of rape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Australia says no to games with rape.
So now I'm happy because it's not even like in the old days where you could get an import of a game, where you just import from another country and still be able to play it. Because now, because everything's online, you'd import it, but it'd just get an update and it'd update to whatever country you're in.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that the player's not going to be involved in any of that, which is good. It's just that there might be that kind of thing happening in the game.
Just in the background. They're like, fuck it, I'm putting a gratuitous rape into the background of this shot. Nothing to do with the story.
Because they're making, with this game, it's all going to be first person.
Yeah.
So even the cutscenes you will see from how your character sees it.
Yep.
And that includes the sex scenes.
Oh, God.
And evidently they also got motion capture of the sex scenes.
Really? Interesting. I read there was an article this week about how Geralt is never naked in The Witcher just because the ratings boards are very, very particular about you playing as a naked character. Apparently in Germany in particular, like if you want a fucking death sentence for a video game, you have the player control a naked person. And Germany's like, nah. Like,
Wow, I wonder why.
right. And then even NPCs, it's fine because you don't control them. They can be naked. But if you're walking around naked, not allowed.
What if you're controlling an NPC?
Well, that's not an NPC, is it?
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
not that you're playing as them,
Right.
but
You're telling them what to do.
Sims?
Yeah. No, because I'm thinking of like Conan, where where you can come across naked NPCs that you can hog tie and kidnap and then force into slavery. How does Germany feel about that?
I'll ask. I don't know.
Yeah, next time I'm there, I'll ask them.
Yeah. How do you feel about hog tying naked people and forcing them into slavery?
Are you the naked person?
Well, yeah, I'm amazed that Australia's like, yeah, I guess let's just not worry about banning all the games now.
Yeah.
So that's
good.
cool.
Well, good. I'm hoping to be back at some point soon, and I'm hoping to play some gratuitous sexual violence.
I wonder if this game would be available in Singapore. Probably not.
Unlikely.
No, there's no way this would make it in Singapore.
I mean, sexual violence, sure, fine, maybe.
The drug use.
Yeah, that's it.
So strange that every country is so very different with what they think's okay and what's not. Because they get the ratings. A lot of the games will come out with the same ratings, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't decide what platform to buy this game on.
What do you mean? Oh, PC or Xbox?
Yeah. Because my PC's better than my Xbox right now, and it's going to come out before the new Xbox, and then I got to figure out is the new Xbox.
There you go. Is there any reason you need this on the Xbox? Not like we're going to be playing together.
No, but then the new Xbox is going to come out, and then is it going to be better on that than on this PC? Maybe.
Probably, and the game will automatically update. So you don't need to buy like the new Xbox version of it. You just buy it and you have it.
But I'm going to have to play it on the old Xbox for a period. That's the only downside.
Well, you may not have to, depending on when they actually release the new one.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're still saying that it's coming out this year.
Yeah, same kind of window, I guess. We shall see.
I mean, this would be a great exclusive for them to have. You know, for you to have to buy the new console.
Yeah, if they could get this as an exclusive, they will be laughing.
I think it's too late.
I don't
for
think
that,
so.
Right?
Yeah,
it's too late. I don't think. CD
I
Projekt
don't
Red
think-
wouldn't do that. I don't think.
I don't think they'd have the money for it. They'd have to offer something like ridiculous for it to get that.
I'm not sure they do it. They seem like a company would be against doing something like that.
Oh, I think so as well. Because if you look, they actually put their games out on Good Old Games, which are DRM free. So you can buy it, and then you can be a dick who just passes the game around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're very strict. Ethics is not the right word. You know what I mean.
They're just they're good guys.
Yeah, they are.
I was going through my games library on Xbox, and I wanted to continue playing a couple of games that I'd abandoned. You know, now that I've got some time.
Sometimes that can be hard.
It can be hard, especially. So I put on Red Dead Redemption 2 this week.
Oh yeah,
Great game.
It's a beautiful game, but what I remembered quickly is that it's actually incredibly boring, and none of the characters are relatable or even likable. So I turned it off again.
Because I watched the Sergio Leone films, I was actually thinking, I might play some Red Dead 2 because I was kind of
that's what did it for
Western
me too.
Yeah, but I never actually did because I was like, I don't know that I enjoyed that much, so maybe I won't bother.
The tone of this game is not actually like a Western. I can't. I'm bad at describing why, but the previous game was much more atmospheric.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first one.
Same.
I think with this one, because it is so slow at the start, and it's not until you get to the very end of the game and you've unlocked all the areas and you can fast travel, and it speeds up a bit. That I think
that's right. I don't think I can
probably
fast
enjoy it
travel
more.
even yet.
No, I can't either.
Fucking ride a
when
horse
you
everywhere.
when you have to ride a horse everywhere, and you can be riding for a good 15-20 minutes before anything happens, it can be a bit difficult.
Just like real life.
Yep.
Back in the old days. I couldn't remember what year that happened. 1700s?
The actual Old West, or when this game came
1800s? 1800s, right?
1800s, yeah.
It was 1800, and it wasn't for a very long time. It wasn't
No.
like cowboys were out there for 100 years. It was actually, America was only like that for a short period of time.
Oh, yeah, the actual Wild West was basically about 30 years.
So weird.
Not only that, there is only one documented case of a gunfight in the street where two guys faced off against each other and then pulled out their guns and shot at the same time. One.
Because the funny thing is, that's more of an English thing that
duels,
rich
right?
people used to
exactly.
do.
Oh, yeah.
Gunfights in the Old West,
whatever.
there were a lot of gun violence, don't get me wrong, but it was usually messy and sporadic. The very famous gunfight at the OK Corral lasted about 30 seconds. It wasn't at the OK Corral. It was in a vacant lot between the OK Corral and a photo studio. And the furthest away of any of the 2 of the 9 people that were shooting was 6 feet. It was just a fucking group of people standing in a circle, just fucking frantically shooting at each other.
Like that scene in Police Squad where they're behind the cars that
Yes,
are parked right next to each other.
It's exactly like that.
But it's sort of weird that people do have like these showdowns, like one-on-one gunfights, as be something that would have happened. But the Wild West wasn't like that. That would be too civilized for the Wild West. You would just shoot someone if you were going to shoot them.
Oh, yeah, like if somebody said
We'll
to
meet
me,
you.
let's fight at dawn tomorrow, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'm fucking coming for you tonight.
Yeah. As soon as you turn your back, I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah.
I'm not getting up that
I'm going
early.
to shoot you in the motherfucking back.
Dishonorable, mate. Dishonorable.
The other game
They're criminals.
attempted to give another go at, Luke.
Conan?
Oh, fuck Conan. It was Ancestors.
Oh.
Because it's such an interesting concept, and we both played it for about the same amount of time, Luke, and I went back and played it for another hour or so, hoping I'd progress a little further, and I didn't, and it's really not that interesting.
And it's also, you're not quite sure what you're doing, because it doesn't hold your hand in this is what you need to do and play. It is very much you decide. You can do whatever you want. But I don't have a goal, so...
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but there's actually not much you can do. Because you're only a semi-sentient animal, and you're in a very small terrain.
Because I've got it sitting... I even saw it today. I was trying to decide what to play, and it was sitting there in my install list, and I'm... Nah.
Not even installed.
I told you not to buy it.
I know.
I told you not to buy it. I tested it out. I gave you the review and went, don't bother, and then you went out and brought it anyway.
Looked really interesting. And it is interesting.
It sounds interesting as well. It's just not.
You know what, though? I think they went a little too retro with it. It's like, because it's set like 2 million years ago, right? Where like these early
that is retro.
humanoids...
That is very retro.
Yeah, that is as bad as retro as it can fucking get. No, but like... You're essentially a chimp. They say that you're a human ancestor, but just looking at this thing, I'm like, well, that's a chimp. No. You know? Like, if I was a Neanderthal or something, or even like a Homo heidelbergensis, something that looked more human, if I could fashion an axe, you know what I mean? Like, I probably feel a little bit more of a connection with this
Maybe you
game.
got to evolve a little bit first.
I don't think it goes that far.
But you do have to be careful, because it all comes down to you also breeding as well, because you have to unlock skills, then you breed, and then you pass on genes, and
you have
the
to
whole
unlock
thing.
breeding.
Achievement breeding.
Yeah.
I will get around to giving it another try.
Mm-hmm. Well, you let me know if your new try is as successful as my new try.
I started playing something again this week because I started playing the first... Sorry, not the first. That would be inaccurate. The XCOM Enemy Unknown. I'll just be very clear about which game it is, because the first one is the one from the 80s. But
yeah, that's right.
And the reason for that is because that new XCOM game came out. I've forgotten the name of it already. And there was a big sale on, so I got that, and I got XCOM 2. And I was like, well, I got to finish the first one. I never finished it because I'm an idiot, and I should just play 2.
You may not have to finish it, because there's multiple endings to the first one.
Oh, really?
So you can get an ending and then play 2, which is not how your story finished. Which, yeah.
All right, fine. Well, and then I assume that it has an intro that explains the plot anyway. So maybe I should just start with 2.
Play what you want to play.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna play something a bit like it. I'm gonna play the new Gears game.
Oh, Tactics.
Gears Tactics. Yeah, it's pretty much XCOM. So
yeah, right. Well, the reason I wanted to play, it was good timing because I discovered playing Divinity that I prefer turn-based combat, and that's basically what these games are, is turn-based combat. So
I did like those new XCOM games a lot better than the originals.
Yeah,
because the originals, while they were great games, sometimes you couldn't really progress very far. Because if you sent all your guys out in a ship and then one guy went crazy in the middle of them and started killing all your own guys, your game was over.
Man, I love that back in the day, though. Like
the original
back in high school.
one.
Yeah.
Remember, Dan, we got invited to the launch of the new series of XCOM in Sydney. That was fucking great.
That's we got given copies.
Yeah.
Wait, you were there as well, Luke, right?
I was the one who organised it.
It was a multiple Nerdgasm event.
No. I couldn't remember if all four of us went or not.
Yeah, it was all four of us. I've even still got the photos.
Sorry, didn't mean
let's
to.
Let's put that photo back up on our social media if we if we can, if it's appropriate.
I was just thinking because you were in Canberra that you didn't come, but yeah, no, you're right. You're in the photo, so you must have been there, or you photoshopped yourself in.
I don't know how to Photoshop.
That's a pretty good cover story. Now, that was fucking great because they had us meet they told us to go to some bar in Sydney and then some bus came and took us to a secret location.
That's right.
That's fucking awesome.
And I got very drunk.
And then they gave us free drinks and we played XCOM. That was a really good night.
Yeah.
Thanks to... Who the fuck was a publisher for that? 2K Games
2K.
Or something. Yeah. Thanks, 2K. That was fucking awesome. Sorry, Luke. You did organise it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I organised it. I got us tickets, and then you should forget I was even there.
No, look, all I could remember for sure was that Dan and I went, right? So
because we lived together and we literally went.
I'm like, I can't get that wrong, right? So, but then as soon as you said the photo, I was like, of course, they were all in the fucking photos. So
I remember when, because we met up in like Surrey Hills or somewhere like that first, and we were drinking. I think we were quite drunk by the time we.
Well, they told us to go to a bar. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They said, meet us at a bar. All right.
What am I going to do, drink water?
But I remember the four of us were sitting there and this woman came up and we're like, oh, hey guys, what are you guys doing tonight? And we're like, oh, we're going to this thing. And like we were going to, just have a good old chat with her. And Dave was like, thank you, goodbye. And she's like, oh, and he's like, goodbye. And she's like, okay, and walks off. And we're like, what the fuck, dude? And he was like, that was a prostitute. And we're like, no, it wasn't. He's like, yeah, she wanted money.
Wink.
Yeah, he probably knew. He seemed very sure, didn't he?
Just your usual, Dave? Anyway, great games, XCOM. Like them a lot. Looking forward to trying out the new one.
You mean the one that came out a couple of years ago?
No.
Oh, no, the new one. Yeah, the new
Yeah.
one, which is skipping consoles.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
that's why you don't care about it.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Which sucks, because I actually quite like those games, and I was looking forward to playing it again. That's all right. I've got my Gears Tactics I'll play.
We've got some interesting, I guess, COVID-19's, it's going to be interesting to see how the world changes after all of this quarantine and social isolation and whatnot. We've got some interesting stuff going on, in particular with the theaters, the movie theaters, because they're talking about starting to open some of these up again, which is, I don't know how smart that is, but we'll see. They're going to have to change the way they do business, though, for the foreseeable future, which is going to be fucking weird.
You're not going to be able to have a sold out theater.
No, they have to pull out seats, I guess. How are they going to do this? Like, I have no fucking idea how to do all this.
Because what we've learnt, as everyone in the world has learnt, we can't be trusted with the honour system to do the right thing.
People are fucking stupid.
So while it could just be like everyone can go, if you're in a couple, you can sit together, but everyone has to have like a seat between them.
Yeah, well, no, it's got to be more than a seat, right? Because they squish those fucking seats in there. It's going to have to be a few seats, isn't it? Six feet?
Two seats.
Yeah.
Well, it depends which country you're in.
What distance is it in Australia?
Some countries it's meters.
Well, Australia does have the shortest one. I think we're 1.5 meters.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
Whereas I know America's 2 meters.
6 feet, they keep saying. I don't even know. Yeah, 6 feet.
No one
means
knows
nothing to me.
no one knows what a foot is.
I know
Did
that
we
I'm
talk
about 6 feet.
The
so
fact
it's
that
about
Florida have signs saying you must stay at least one alligator length apart.
No, I didn't know that. Actually, that's funny.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, well, because they were talking here about they don't know. They're thinking about starting to reopen things about next week, May 9th, I think was when they
they're
were thinking about it.
here too.
And they were talking about, the governor was saying, if you're a business, start thinking about how you're going to change your whole fucking business to allow for the fact that people can't be near each other. And I was like, Jesus, like
that's right.
If you, what does that
may
mean?
not be able to go back to normal in air quotes for quite some time.
Like if you own a restaurant, the fuck does that mean for you?
Yeah,
like
it means you're going to be having to halve the number of tables you have.
But not only that, you've got to have people there with fucking sticks keeping people away from each other. Like in theory, because how much liability is a restaurant going to have for these things?
Do you guys have lines on the floor everywhere now where you have to stand? Yeah,
and the amount of people who don't pay attention to them drives me insane.
Yeah, I saw a dude wandering around the other day, no mask, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just like, whatever.
What the actual fuck?
Like, the mask isn't for you, mate.
Yeah.
Like, it's for everybody else. So don't be a fuckwit.
And the way I think, best way to think about it is don't think of it that you're worried about getting it. Think about, try and act like you have it and you don't want to give it to anyone else. That's the best way to handle it.
There are people who think it's still not real, which is baffling to me. Like,
people think that everyone got together and it's a big conspiracy. I don't know what people get from shutting down the country and destroying the economy.
I mean, Jeff Bezos is fucking laughing about this all, I guess, but, because Amazon's presumably doing gangbusters, but...
Mate, I've done so much fucking online shopping since this thing started.
Right. Well, that's what one of the things they said was try and support local businesses who are online, but it's like, I can't find them. Like, if I need... I've been trying to. Like, if I need something, I'm like, I'll check, see if
but
there's
you go
anywhere
online,
else.
it's Amazon. It's just all the big ones. There's no...
Like, I found a local, like, hand wash company, like, down in Newport, and I was like, well, I'll order some stuff from them, so I did. But then some other stuff, it's just like, I don't know how to find, I need, what did I order? Like I ordered chairs, right? So I like, where do I get chairs from locally? They're all shut down. There's no furniture stores open.
Fucking, what kind of week has Matt had, Luke, when he just needs
I told you
chairs
I was going to spend this
and hand wash?
Hand wash, chairs, a chainsaw, that leaf blower. I got the leaf blower, by the way. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah. Is it fun?
Yeah.
Is it fun to strap that thing on?
Yeah. Strap it on my back. Fucking blast the shit out of those leaves.
And also, you don't have a super close neighbour, so you're not going to be annoying them with it anyway, so you're not going to have that guilty feeling.
Yeah, he's not close with them. He fucking hates them. That reminds me of the time Luke and I went to a $2 shop to buy props for Christmas Massacre, the short film we almost made. Yeah.
Yeah. Listeners can see photos of, what might have been that on our Facebook. I think it's still up on the Facebook.
Let's then, once you're back in Australia, I'm going to come up to Sydney once a month and we're filming stuff.
Yeah,
Matt, you can come too.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you guys.
I've got everything now, Luke. I have gone nuts in this quarantine. I've decked out my camera. I've got microphones, lights, fucking everything. We're ready. We can go at a moment's notice.
But now we don't have the actors.
Yeah. That's
you
true.
and me.
Yeah.
We need to find others.
I still say at some point in the future we do a 2-week trip to Matt's house and we film something in the woods.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm all for it.
We put in every idea we've ever had for a movie into this one. Yeah. Monsters, aliens, and slapstick comedy.
I pitched you on this years and years ago.
Yeah, that's right. It's the film we were born to make.
So speaking of film and the theaters, there's been some drama around the way that studios are releasing films now, because they got to get these films in front of people, but no one's going to the theater. So I guess Universal, of all fucking films that could start this kind of shit, Trolls World Tour is the problem film. Is that right?
Yeah, apparently. Whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah, I don't think that was actually... I think it's the future ones that are going to be the problem. This is one that they just... Trolls World Tour they've already done.
Yeah, they released it on streaming platforms in lieu of theaters, because there aren't any theaters at the moment.
There aren't any.
In other words, now I think a brand new film scheduled for theatrical release has gone straight to VOD.
And now what Universal want to do, because that actually works so well for them, they want to start doing that more.
Because that's what we've been asking them to do for fucking years. Just let us watch the fucking movie at home. I don't want to go hang out with a bunch of other weirdos.
Yeah.
Because I hate going to the movies because the people... I like going later on after the movie's been out for a little while, when you basically get a cinema to yourself.
But also, the sooner this is on VOD, the sooner it'll be on the torrent sites.
The only reason to release movies in theaters first is just so that theaters don't go out of business. It's stupid.
Yeah,
I get it, but also people don't want it anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is just supply and demand, right? Yeah. If market pressure is saying, I don't want to have to go to a big building and sit in a fucking cramped seat to watch this, I'll give you the same amount of money. Just let me watch it at home.
I get it. I get, if you're a massive corporation that's suddenly like, oh, wait a minute, we're fucking no one wants us anymore and we're going to go out of business. Like, I bet that sucks, but it's inevitable, right?
Yeah.
This is the future.
But this isn't even the first time that cinemas have been threatened. It's a fucking miracle cinemas are even still in existence now. Because cinemas in the early days of film used to be owned by the studios. And then they had laws come in to say, no, that's a monopoly. You can't produce a film and distribute a film. So, it was all up in the air then, and all these other companies came in. And then, of course, television came in and everyone was like, fucking, I'll just watch shit at home or I'll wait 1 year. And then home video,
Well, see, I think this is going to be interesting because in the past, the AMC and Regal theaters are now saying, well, we're not going to screen any Universal Pictures movies anymore.
Let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I think in the past that might have been like, oh, geez, all right, that might be a problem. I'm not sure that it was going to matter to them at all.
Mind you, that said, Universal aren't what they used to be.
Well, true.
I mean, they're still a major player, but I think if
Disney
Pictures
said, we're going to go straight to VOD, do you think the theaters would be like, nah, well, fuck you, we're not screening any Disney movies anymore?
They are, right? Pretty much.
Well, that's it. Like, we're at the tipping point, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly. But tipping point is right. It's because it's all going to collapse. Either suddenly there are no cinemas, or there will be, and there is no VOD for a year or whatever it is now.
Yeah. I saw an interesting article, actually. I don't know why I didn't put this in here, about freaking, Tenet's coming out, the new Christopher Nolan film. And the article was basically saying that it's still coming out in July, apparently. And that's because Christopher Nolan is like, no, it's coming out in theaters in July. Yeah. For some reason. Well, British accent.
Because he's like so old school, because he's like, he still shoots on film. He doesn't shoot on video. Yeah. And he will not allow a film he made to come out VOD.
But there's no theaters open. What is he? I don't know. It seems like...
No, I think it's just people are still stuck in the past, but they just need to accept you have to move forward. That's not the way things are anymore. And I think movies...
He's just an artist, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think one of the stupid things that's still happening with movies is how much they still spend on advertising.
Well, that's... how you get people to watch it, right? You got to drum up all this interest in it. The marketing budget is more often than the actual budget of making the film.
But no, I think it'll be good if we could sort of get a shift away from movies more to television and start bringing the cost of how much people make from them. Because I think it's getting a bit insane with how much, like, stars make for a movie compared to how much stars make for a television show.
It is a bit silly, isn't it?
Because a television show, which takes longer, more people involved, will get considerably less than a movie. So I've never understood that. But I think there's a shift.
The reason, I mean, it's because it has been kind of is part of it. But also, I mean, having an actor in a film is marketing in a way. Like having Johnny Depp in your film means, well, there's a group of people who will see this film now. So it's guaranteed.
They don't care what it's about. It's just got him in it. I'm going.
Yeah. So it's almost like market, and it's almost like, well, I don't know if Johnny Depp's a good example these days, but it's like a almost like a implied quality in a way.
It's weird. Like you're saying, he may not be a good example these days. It's weird it's strange how quickly that can change. That you can go from having this person in the movie will get it marketing, everyone's going to love it, to the next thing they put out with no one will go see it because they're over him.
Right. Well, actually, a good example these days, right? It might be. You've got a movie, right? And it's good script. It could be a pretty good movie. But then you get Chris Hemsworth in it. And now it's a Chris Hemsworth movie. So you've just gone fucking up 5 levels. Because he's the draw. Like that fucking Extraction movie he's in on Netflix. The biggest premiere on Netflix. Which, grain of salt, because, quarantine and all that. But still.
But yeah, it's what used to happen. Remember, like, it wasn't a Die Hard 2 movie, just a script they had. But then they went... This movie went well. We've got to Die Hard on this and get... I
think both of them.
Both of them, yeah. It wasn't Die Hard 2, it was Die Hard 3. Die Hard with a Vengeance.
3.
Right.
I knew it was one of them. That,
it was just an
it was
existing
just
script, and they were like,
script.
what can we change the names on?
Actually, I want to watch that again. That's a good movie.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Just the Die Hard movies. I've only seen the first 3. There's 5?
Stop. Oh, don't.
Stop.
Don't watch the rest.
Stop at the third one. In fact, skip the second one if you really want. Oh, speaking of Die Hard, although not really, Matt, I just saw the episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they recreate Lethal Weapon, and I legitimately don't know, A, why they thought they could get away with it, and B,
well, they did.
How they did get away with it.
I know. So funny.
I mean, Luke, you'd love it. It's just all blackface.
Because not just one person, they alternate between who plays not Murtaugh, Danny Glover's character.
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen that Always Sunny? Yeah, you've seen odd episodes of it, right?
No, Luke Googles blackface. He wants to see everything.
I've seen it. It's in my collection.
He's seen Justin Trudeau. He's seen Zwart Piet. And he's seen Always Sunny.
Well, keep watching, Dan. Because
okay,
this is not the only episode where they remake Lethal Weapon.
They make a sequel.
Excellent.
I've seen that as well. Comes up in my research.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.